Hitfu b'chesed, Hitfu b'ahava, Hitfu b'tzedek, Navova, Navova. Hitfu b'chesed, Hitfu b'ahava, Hitfu b'tzedek, Navova, Navova. Hitfu b'chesed, open up in love, Hitfu b'ahava, in justice and love, Hitfu b'tzedek, open up Navova. Let them in, let them in. Open up in love, in justice and love. Open up them, let them in, let them in. Give me your tired and poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Hitfu be'ahava, Hitfu b'tzedek, Navova, Navova. Hitfu b'chesed, Hitfu be'ahava, Hitfu b'tzedek, Navova, Navova. Let them in, let them in.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to you all. Today is a very special day. Not only is it Erev Shabbat, not only are we counting the Omer, but we're also celebrating, as Maxwell has called to the Torah, as a bar mitzvah this week. And we are welcoming a young man into the covenant of Israel at the young age of 88. We are going to hear, yes, exactly. We're going to hear a powerful story that is going to shake and stir us all, I know. So we're glad that you're all here to celebrate Shabbat and to be present to each other. Make sure to take this moment, turn your cell phone off if you haven't had a chance, so you can just be in this moment here and now. Our weekly Torah portion, Kedoshim, begins this way. It says, Kedoshim tihiyu, you shall be holy. And then, almost immediately, it tells us what that holiness is supposed to look like. It says, the stranger who resides with you shall be as the citizen among you. You shall love them as yourself, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. For us as Jews, this is not just a study of biblical history. For almost all of us, maybe every one of us in this sanctuary, immigrants to this country in the last 2 or 3 generations, Kedoshim is speaking to memories that live in our very bodies. Because almost everyone in this room carries an immigrant story. If it's not you, it might be your parents or your grandparents or your great-grandparents' journeys, in names that were changed or kept, in borders that were crossed with hope or fear or both. The Torah portion says to us that memory is not simply nostalgia. It comes with responsibility. If we know the soul of the stranger, we cannot pretend that this story is someone else's story. And if holiness means anything at all, it is not abstract. It lives in how we treat the vulnerable and whether we make room, not just in our synagogue, but in the world and in our hearts. And then Kedoshim raises the stakes one step higher when it says, do not stand idly by. Not idly by suffering, not idly by fear, not idly by another human being's sacred story. Tonight we are invited to listen with memory, to listen with courage, and to let what we hear demand something of us. As we celebrate Shabbat tonight, we are going to welcome Maxwell and his parents to come forward to help us with the blessings over the candles and Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinhilanu zidkaronu mahazeh v'reishit ki hu yon tehila u'mikro hekodesh seher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'harta ve'otanu kidashta Mikal Hamim Ve'Shabbat Kodsheha Ve'ahavu Vratzon Hinhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
L'chaim.
Continue now with Lecha Dodi. When we get to our last verse, we invite you to rise and face the back as we welcome in the Shabbat bride. Lecha Dodi, Likra Kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Likra Kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad, Ishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, Shemu tiferet v'litzila. Lecha Dodi, Likra Kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Likra Kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nekabela.
Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof maaseh b'machshava techila.
Lecha Dodi, Likra Kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Likra Kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nekabela.
Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki ba'oreh kumi uri, uri uri shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nigla.
Lecha Dodi,
Vikra kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi Vikra kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise and face the entrance to our sanctuary.
Oi v'shalom ateret bala Gam b'simcha uv'tzola Toch emunei am segula Boi chala Dodi Vikra kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi Vikra kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi Vikra kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Having greeted Shabbat together, let's greet all the people around you. Turn around to you, to all the people that you are surrounding you. Maybe meet someone you don't know. Wish them Shabbat Shalom. Yeah. Please be seated. This is Refugee Shabbat tonight, Immigrant Shabbat, and to help us with this portion of our service, it's my honor to call forward a leader of our congregation, a co-chair of our social justice team, Jolie Schwab.
Tonight's the first, my mother's first yard site. And I'm telling you this because before she passed exactly 1 year ago today, she made sure that we knew the immigration story of our entire family. And I wrote it all down. And just as the rabbi said, we all have stories. I urge you, and hopefully you'll be inspired by what you hear tonight, to go home and make sure you tell your children or your grandchildren or each other what your stories were, because as the rabbi said, we all have one. And it's because of that that in 2017, in January, right after we had a new president and he declared a Muslim ban, that many of us found ourselves at airports or elsewhere protesting what the president was doing. And we joined as a synagogue the Synagogue Coalition on the Refugee and Immigration Crisis. At that time, it was actually only called the Refugee Crisis because we didn't know there would be a whole immigration crisis. And through that, we met HIAS. And many of the people in this room have family members that came to this country and have HIAS stories. And when we decided to sponsor and help welcome a refugee family from Iraq, we saw an outpouring of support. In fact, of the 12 core members of our social justice team, over half of us came together to welcome that family. And we've stayed together both advocating for laws that will make it easier for our immigrant neighbors to stay here. There's been many different ways in which we've gotten involved. We've protested, we've advocated for laws. We do things like I do once a week. I do accompaniments down at court to accompany immigrant neighbors when they go for their immigration hearings or ICE check-ins and whatnot. It's very rewarding work. And I hope if you get inspired tonight, you might visit me and several others of our group at the table out front and just tell us what you might be interested in, because we'd love to not only inform you of our rights, that all Americans have, and all immigrants have, everyone on this soil has. And we can even give you a card that you can share with any neighbors or friends that you might have that might be at risk, so that they can know their rights. And tell us how we might be able to direct you to getting involved in this work. Leslie has been, Leslie Wagner, who's about to come up with one of her clients, has not only been intimately involved in that work, but she also, as a career, is a lawyer for the Safe Passage project. And she has brought tonight one of her success stories, a client that actually has gotten asylum. She'll tell us the difference between asylum and refugee. And I really welcome Leslie and Abdul, who can tell their story.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for listening to our story. Is that on? Okay. So just briefly, I'm an immigration attorney. I work at Safe Passage Project, which is a nonprofit that provides free legal representation to unaccompanied children and youth in immigration proceedings. You may or may not know that nobody has a right to a lawyer. Well, nobody has a right to a free lawyer in immigration court like they would if they were charged with a crime in this country. And so thousands of people go to court without a lawyer. Our immigration laws are unbelievably complex. I only understand a small percentage of them. And the chance of success with and without a lawyer is dramatically different. And so I wanted to introduce you to one of our success stories. A few years ago, I was assigned the case of Mr. Abdul Fatawu, can I say your last name? Mohammed. And he is here from Ghana, and together, we successfully were able to get him a grant of asylum a few years ago, and then 1 or 2 years ago, that became a green card. So he is now a legal permanent resident. What he was able to do a couple years ago has become infinitely harder now under the current administration because they're basically been told, all the judges have been told, don't grant asylum applications. So without further ado, I'm gonna just have a conversation with Abdul, and he's gonna tell you a little bit about his story. So why don't you tell why you left, why you wanted to come to this country, and what's your story?
Good evening. My name is Abdul Fatah Mohammed. I'm from Ghana originally, and then I'm 24. Initially, I had to leave Ghana because of my political affiliation. So my safety was in jeopardy, so I had no option than to flee and then come to the United States. So that is the reason why I am in the United States as of now.
And after he left his country, after he had been beaten by the police and basically kind of rejected by family members, he left, and what happened to another one of your family members?
The journey so far had been a really hard one since after I got assaulted by the police and then I had to flee home. This is actually my little brother, Abdul Rauf. People actually mistaken us to be twins, and then you only see the similarity when we are really close to each other. So after I left home, they actually thought my brother was me, so the attack was automatically switched to him, and then he had to flee as well. And then the journey so far had been like one of the most challenging part of my life so far, yeah. College will be second, of course. And then since I got here, and then I was luckily assigned to attorney Leslie Wagner, that had been like a life-changing experience, and then a success story so far.
What was so hard about your journey? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, about my journey, I had seen so many countries that I can't really count with my fingers. Because initially I just had to leave. So anywhere that felt peaceful or anywhere that felt welcoming was a destination. So with the help of my sister who is now in Italy, I was able to get a visa to Brazil, South America. And then when we got to Brazil, South America, the language was a barrier since they speak Portuguese, so it was really, really challenging. I thought I was a fast learner, but that was another challenge on its own. So after we got to Brazil, I realized assimilating over there was definitely gonna be something different. And then the US was the only country around that spoke English. And then back home, English was my first language. So I had to go through Brazil, through Bolivia, through Peru, then to Honduras, Guatemala, and all the countries. I had to go through them by bus. Yeah, so it was a challenge, the biggest challenge of my life so far. Yeah, so it was really hard, but with hope and perseverance, I was able to make it to the southern border in California, and then now I'm in the US.
When you got to this country, how were you treated at the border?
When we got to California, I think San Diego, the southern border. When I got there, initially, the feeling was, okay, finally, I am here, so. And then all that just snapped away quicker than it set in, because the treatment at the southern border was not something that I really like to recall. We were initially put into detention, and then previously it was all over that, okay, when you get to detention, you just get to be processed and then be allowed into the country. My experience at the border was really, really different. The reality set in, and we had to be detained for, personally, I was detained for around 9 weeks. Yeah, so 9 weeks with no contact with outside, limited phone calls. It was really hard. And then luckily I am someone who really liked reading, so the library in the detention center became my refuge, so that was my only way to cope. But being in the detention, the treatment around the southern border, being flown from California to Aurora Detention Center in Colorado, it was one big experience of a lifetime.
What happened after you got released from the detention center?
When I got released from the detention center, I was thinking, oh, okay, so now detention was behind me. So this is something new, a challenge. I got to New York in 2023 February, so I've been in New York for 2022 February, sorry. So I've been in New York a little bit over 4 years. So after I got released, it was like, the experience I'd say is just a drop of fresh water in the ocean. Yeah, huge place. Like everything was different. Everything was really different. So that was another challenge. And then 2-3 weeks there around, I received a letter from immigration that I missed my court hearing. So that automatically placed me on a removal proceeding. So I was really, really anxious when the news got to me, when I had the letter for removal proceedings. And then around that time, I was actually sitting for my GED. So one of the staff at the GED center was able to connect me to Safe Passage, and then that is how I got in touch with Leslie Wagner.
And just for people who don't know, removal is basically deportation. They just changed the terminology. So without your knowledge, you had already been ordered basically deported.
Obviously. So the letter came in, and then when I reached out to Leslie Wagner, I didn't really understand the context of the letter until I was able to get in touch with Leslie Wagner, and then I knew what was beforehand.
So we were able to get the order reversed and proceed with his case. And we applied for asylum. And by this point, his younger brother had arrived here. And he was eligible for a different kind of status because he arrived in the country when he was still a minor. So Fatawu was already over 21. He wasn't eligible, but his brother was eligible for a special kind of visa called a special immigrant juvenile visa for young people under 21 who have been abandoned, abused, or neglected, or some other similar basis, like death of one of their parents. So we applied for him for asylum as well, but it's a different process for people who are under 18. His asylum application is still pending, believe it or not. It's been almost 3 years, and we're still waiting. But he was able to get a visa called a special immigrant juvenile visa, which in about 2 or 3 more years will lead him to a green card. But in the meantime, he's got really limited protection. What he has used to be something that would protect him from being deported, but now under the current administration, they're starting to try to deport those young people who have already been granted a humanitarian basis for staying here, but they're trying to remove them anyway. So my question for you is, are you afraid for yourself or for your brother?
About that, since I am a permanent resident now, I feel safe. At least on paper, I feel safe. But for the case of my brother, since he has nothing to prove for his residency, so as much as I feel anxious for myself sometimes, because looking at what's happening now, I might be a permanent resident, but still, I have to go around looking over my shoulders. And then with the case of my brother, his visa is yet to get to him, so I feel more anxious for him than I do for myself. So like that is the situation now with him. Yeah, that's the situation with us for now.
Do you know other immigrants in your community? And if so, can you tell me what the experience is like for them being here right now?
Initially, when the case of the ICE arrest and deportation cases set in, my community particularly, which is in the Bronx, and then around that side, there is actually so many immigrants. Now, I think things are a little bit settled, but initially, take it like a year ago today, it's really hard. It was really hard. People were even scared to leave their homes, go to work, because we had people being detained. So people were just scared, really, really scared. At that point, I was really scared too, because I have to walk to college. I actually attend BCC, CUNY, and then I live very close to campus. I was really scared. Just get out of home, get on my scooter, and then be looking around, just being extra careful. Now it seems to have subsided a little, but the situation is still like it was. People are still scared. The anxiety is still all over the place.
Can you tell people what you and your brother are both doing now?
Oh yeah, since I was in Ghana, I had always liked the idea of working in the health field. So I think when I was in detention and then I was frequenting the library, one of the guards over there, it's either I was reading or sleeping, because I didn't want to think too much and then just to keep calm. So one of the guards was like, "Are you done with high school?" And then I was like, "Oh, I dropped out of high school." And then she was like, "Okay, looking at how I'm always stuck to books, reading novels, I should try taking my GED when I get released." So just when I got released in March, I was already in a GED center taking classes for my GED. By June, I was done with my GED, and January, that's around 11 months, I was already in college. So I've been doing college for 3.5 years now. And then 4 weeks from now, I'll be graduating college as a nursing major.
And I will be there.
Of course.
And what about Ralph?
Raouf is also actually in college. I major in nursing, and then he's majoring in computer science. So he's also in college as of now.
What's our timing?
So we're just about at time in terms of now. I guess I would ask both of you, what is important for our Jewish community to know about this current situation, and from both of your perspectives, what should we be doing in addition to hearing your story?
About that, Leslie Wagner has been more than just my attorney. She has been a community on her own. And then together with Dr. Phil, who I take now as my mentor, because he's trying to get me to go to med school, hopefully in the future. So
just like Jewish parents, to nudge kids to go to medical school, you know.
So if there is anything that I would say is holding down the immigration community, and then trying to be available for them as much as you can in the most little way possible. That will go a long way to help people find their feet around and live meaningful lives, especially with the immigration community.
Thank you. And Leslie, what would you say?
Absolutely. Fatou went to the hospital with Phil and shadowed him for a couple days, so we're trying to inspire him. But he's going to be an amazing nurse, I know. And I just wanted to demonstrate to everybody, this is who immigrants are. They're going to be computer programmers. They're going to be nurses. They're going to be doctors. This is who we want to come to our country. What you can do, there's so many things that people can do and that you should know about. And one of them is that, as I mentioned, immigrants who come to this country and who have court proceedings aren't entitled to a lawyer, a free lawyer. They're entitled to a lawyer if they can pay, but it's normally thousands and thousands of dollars. At Safe Passage Project, we provide free legal representation because, I mean, children should not be in a court by themselves in front of a judge. It's just cruel. There's a lot of ways that people can become involved financially. You can actually go to court, like what Jolie does. It's super important. A lot of people can't afford a lawyer, and they go and they're terrified, and they have to sit in front of the judge, and somebody like Jolie sitting next to them for moral support, or just to observe what's going on and to report back. She was able to, well, she could tell the story, but she was recently able to really save somebody because she saw what happened inside the courtroom. She ran outside and was able to hook this person up with an organization that was able to provide them with an attorney. It's just a very scary time. The big beautiful bill imposed new fees on immigrants that didn't exist before. I'll just give you a couple of examples. The visa application that Ralph applied for abused children is now $250. These are for children who they don't work. How are they supposed to pay it? But this government is requiring them to pay it. If you apply for asylum now, it's not only is it $100 to apply, but every year you have to apply, you have to pay again an extra $100 while your application is pending. You have no control over how long your application is pending. They do, yet they're making you pay $100 every year. So my organization has stepped up and started paying the fees for a lot of our kids because we can't just let their rights be wasted away just because they can't afford a $100 fee. So what I just wanted you to know is these are the people we want in our community. They're good, hardworking, just people with good values.
Leslie, your work is very inspiring to me and to all of us, and we're grateful for the work you do. Abdul, and to your brother as well, we're grateful that you came here. You put yourself in a way at risk by being public in your story, and we take your story with such, hold it with such a sacred trust, and we're grateful for your sharing it with us, for inspiring us to care and to think about our own stories. We want to wish you blessings as you graduate from nursing school and whatever is next for you. I'm not getting between you and the Wagners about what's going to happen next. Can we thank Abdul and Leslie for sharing their stories?
Thank you.
And the two of you will be around after services, right? So if people want to ask a few questions, is that okay? Yes. Wonderful. Fantastic.
There's a song by Carrie Newcomer called Sanctuary that just emphasizes the importance of us being there for refugees and for asylum seekers. So I'd like to share it. Will you be my refuge, my haven in the storm? Will you keep the embers warm when my fire's all but gone? Will you remember, bring me sprigs of rosemary, be my sanctuary till I can carry on, carry on, carry on. This one knocked me to the ground. This one brought me to my knees. I should have seen it coming, but it surprised me. Will you be my refuge, my haven in the storm? Will you keep the embers warm when my fire's all but gone? Will you remember, bring me sprigs of rosemary, be my sanctuary till I can carry on, carry on, carry on. In a state of true believers, on streets called us and them, it's gonna take some time till the world feels safe again. Will you be my refuge, my haven in the storm? Will you keep the embers warm when my fire's all but gone? Will you remember, bring me sprigs of rosemary, be my sanctuary till I can carry on, carry on, carry on. We invite you to rise now as we continue with our service, with our call to prayer with Baruch Hu. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. Le'olam va'ed, le'olam Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la.
Please be seated. Together, Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta, Torah Mitzvot, Chukim Umishpatim, Otanu Limadata, Al Kein Adonai Eloheinu, B'shochbenu, Uvkumenu, Nasiach Bechukecha, V'nismach B'divrei Toratecha, Uvmitzvotecha Leolam Va'ed, Ki Hem Chayenu Ve'orech Yameinu, Uvahem Ne'egeh Yomam V'Layla, Va'avatcha Al Tasir Mimenu Leolamim, Baruch Ata Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha v'ulechtecha b'derech shofpecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot hayadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uksavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
There's a poem in our prayer book, Standing on the Parted Shores, that Noah Aronson, who was our artist in residence last week, set to music, and then it leads into the Micha Mocha prayer. So we will join in that now. It reminds us that there's a better place, a promised land, and we get there by joining together. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught. Before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it's eternally Egypt. That there's a better place, a promised land, and the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. That there's no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together, singing ya ya la 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 la, ya ya la 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 ya la la, ya ya la 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 la, ya ya la la. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha netar b'kodesh, Norah tehilot osef melech, Norah tehilot osef melech, Malchut zecharahu banecha, Adonai yimloch leolam vaed. Adonai yimloch. Adonai yimloch leolam vaed. Yai yalalai, yai lai lai lai. Yai yalalai, lai lai yalalai. Yai lalalai, lai 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 lai. Yai lalalai, lai lai lai. V'nemar ki fadarna et Yaakov, ugalo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai, Kal Yisrael. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu
Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim.
Ushmot tzeitzenu, uvoenu, lechayim ushalom, me'ata v'ad olam. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu
Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. A poem for Shabbat by Stacy Robinson. And so we stand on the edge of this week, pebbles strewn at our feet, the distance between us an endless heartbeat, the difference like night, like day, like light and darkness, like God who separates the days and brings us ever and always to this holy edge, to this Shabbat, where we stand trembling with effort, weary from a week filled with noise and action and movement, restless and driven from one moment to the next, until we are brought to this edge, this endless and always edge, to this Shabbat, sacred and at peace. We pause, we breathe, at rest, separate, together, with God, together with one another, in a flicker flame of candlelight, the setting of the sun, from one breath to the next, one heartbeat, we stand on the edge and cross into the infinite, as one, into peace, into Shabbat.
we continue with Vishamrit. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We invite you to rise as we continue with the Amidah. Adonai, Sifatai tiftach, Ufi yagid, Tehilatecha, Adonai. Open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise, O Adonai. Sifatai tiftach, Ufi yagid, Tehilatecha, Adonai. Open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei HaKol, Bezocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, Umevii Geula livnei b'neihem, Man Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Ozer, U'Moshiach U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol, Atah Rav le'Hoshia, Morid Hatah. Mechalkel Chaim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofech olim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha bagevurot, umido melach, melech memit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'nemanata lahakayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'kol yom yahaleluka sela. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. Abdul, as I heard you share your story, I was remembering the story that my grandfather told me about the knock that came on his family's door 2 weeks after he fled Germany in 1938. I was thinking about the visa that he got to be on a ship to go to Cuba just after the St. Louis came to Cuba. All of our stories are different. Very few of us were here more than a few generations ago. So as we sit in this moment of silence, you can sit with your heart, with your prayer. Maybe think about where your family came from before the United States, the twists and turns that brought them here, the people that helped them along the way, the people that stood in the way. Let's take a moment for silent reflection.
If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. We may never see this moment or place and time again. If not now, tell me when. I see sorrow and trouble in this land. I see sorrow and trouble in this land. Although there will be struggle, we'll make the change we can. If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. We may never see this moment or place and time again. If not now, tell me when. I may never see the promised land. I may never see the promised land. and yet we'll make the journey and walk it hand in hand. If not now, tell me when. We'll work until it's done. Every daughter, every son, every soul that ever longed for something better, oh, something brighter. It'll take a change of heart for this to mend. It'll take a change of heart for this to mend. But miracles do happen every shining now and then. If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. Let me hear you. We may never see this moment or place in time again. If not now, tell me when.
We take this moment in our service to think of those in our circle of family and friends who are in need of healing of body, healing of spirit. We have here listed on our screens members of our congregational family that we know we're praying for. If you're thinking of someone, if you are holding someone in your heart who is in need of healing, I'd like to invite you to mention their names aloud. Tonight we'll offer a chorus of names all together. You can mention your loved one's name aloud. For those we've mentioned aloud, for those we hold in our hearts, for those who are struggling with addiction, for those in recovery, for all of them, we ask God's blessings upon them as we offer this healing prayer.
Mekor habracha limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
What else are you celebrating on this Shabbat? Maxwell, are you celebrating something this Shabbat? We're celebrating with Maxwell as he takes his place in the chain of our sacred tradition as he becomes a bar mitzvah. Mazel tov to you. What else are you celebrating? Yes?
My son, Tyler, graduates college a week from today.
That's insane. They let 10-year-olds graduate from college?
I know,
That's
right?
amazing. Congratulations. Mazel tov. Enjoy every bit of that celebration. What else are you celebrating? Yes.
My grandson's bench will be bar mitzvah on May 2nd.
Your grandson will become bar mitzvah on May 2nd. Fantastic. Mazel tov. Enjoy. Yes, Barbara.
Our granddaughter Beverly is turning 3.
Your granddaughter's turning 3. Happy birthday. Fantastic. Amazing. Fantastic. Wonderful. Kara, yes. Paul is graduating 8th grade and going on to high school. Mazel tov. Congratulations. Yes, what are you celebrating? Your sister is running in the London Marathon? Amazing. That's, wow. That's amazing. Please send her our strength and our best. Wow. Okay, well, please send your sister our best for strength and swiftness and all of those things. Excellent. What else are you celebrating? Anything else that you're celebrating? Any birthdays or anniversaries or anything else? Yes, please. Your grandson got his PhD in physics. Congratulations. And did you understand every bit of his PhD thesis? Fantastic. Okay, well, congratulations. Okay, even though he explained it to you over and over again. Okay. Well, congratulations. That's amazing. Did I see another hand? Yes, Jackson. What do you got? It's one of your friend's birthdays. Fantastic. Tell your friend we said happy birthday. That's amazing. That's awesome. Cantor and I had a great, amazing, privileged moment this week. One of the great honors for us as clergy, we have many great things that we get to do. Many great blessings. You invite us into your lives in moments of joy and sadness, and not for a minute do we take that for granted. What a privilege that is. And this week, we got to participate, to celebrate as we welcome a new person into the covenant of Israel. And his name is Brian Jeffries. And he's been living a Jewish life for almost 40 years with his Jewish family. And he decided at age, 87, that would be a good time to join the Jewish people. And we were with him, along with Rabbi Marla Feldman, in a Beit Din where he answered questions. Hopefully we didn't try too hard to stump him. He did a great job. We've been studying together, and then he immersed in the mikvah. And the third time he went down into the water, he wasn't Jewish, and then he came up and he was Jewish. And we sang Mazel Tov. And when we work with people who choose Judaism, they choose a Jewish name, and then we give them the opportunity to either have a private, quiet naming ceremony, which is fine and their prerogative, or to celebrate that moment in the context of the congregation. It's completely up to them. And Brian, I don't think even let me finish the sentence. He said, I want to do it in community. So we're grateful that Brian is here and grateful that Brian's family, his support system, his team, who has always welcomed him into the family. It's never been a question for them, but Brian wanted to make it official. And we're going to celebrate his naming tonight. So Brian, if you'll come on up. Let's give Brian a round of applause. Here, come over here. Brian has an amazing story of his own. The British airman in the armed forces. And he, among the many other stories he told me, is how much he always wanted to be a defender of Israel. Correct. So you were on, you've tried to go to Israel. I think you told me when you were 52, you were like, let me see if I can go and serve in the military in Israel. And they were like, thank you very much. We have some 18-year-olds who are going to take care of this one. But it's been a great joy to walk this journey with you, and a great privilege to accompany you, and great privilege for all of us to witness this moment in your life. So words of blessings for you. Baruchim haba'im b'shem Adonai. Blessed are you who come here in God's name. Be'erachnuchem mibeit Adonai. We bless you in God's name in this place, in this community. At this sacred and joyous moment, we renew the covenant at Sinai between God and the people of Israel, recalling the words of the prophet Isaiah, strangers shall join them and shall cleave to the house of Israel. O God, we thank you for your many blessings. We thank you for the truth you have revealed to all humanity. Above all, we thank you for the gift of Torah, which has ever been a guide, for a light for our path. We recall with reverence and gratitude all those descendants of Abraham and Sarah who have been faithful to you, and those who of their own choice have sought to serve you through the faith and people of Israel. O God, grant your loving favor to Brian, as in this holy place we welcome him into Jewish life. Knowing well the history of our martyrdom in years past, Brian has chosen to join himself to our people's faith. We open our hearts to him. Strengthen Brian in his resolve, not that he needs strength in his resolve. Help him to live in fidelity to the decisions he has made and to the promises he is about to utter. May he always find satisfaction and joy in the fulfillment of your sacred mitzvot. Grant him many years of strength and happiness. Moses lived to be 120. So the traditional thing when someone has a birthday in Judaism is may you live to be 120. So you still have many more years in front of you, my friend. Grant him many years of strength and happiness as a worthy member of your congregation. We praise you, O God, in whose presence is the fullness of joy, and we say together, Amen. And now I'll ask you these questions. I've already prepared him. He already knows the questions. Do you choose to enter the eternal covenant between God and the people Israel and to become a Jew of your own free will?
Yes.
Do you pledge your loyalty to Judaism and to the Jewish people under all circumstances?
Yes.
Do you promise to establish a Jewish home and to participate actively in the life of the synagogue and of the Jewish community?
Yes.
Do you commit yourself to continuing the pursuit of Torah and Jewish knowledge?
Yes.
Mazel tov to you. I'm going to invite you all to stand as we stand in front of the ark in this moment. Come stand here for a moment. Brian, you stand before the open ark and before the commanding presence of the Torah, the Jewish people's most cherished treasure. It has led us on our way and guided us ever since we received it at Mount Sinai. It has been carried during the times of our greatest rejoicing and when we fled from burning synagogues and villages. It's now my privilege to place the Torah in your arms.
Got it.
You got it. Take it to your heart as you now recite the Shema, the words on the lips of the Jew until the moment of death, the affirmation that has sustained the Jewish people in life since our beginnings. Repeat after me, Shema.
Shema.
Yisrael.
Yisrael.
Adonai.
Adonai.
Eloheinu.
Eloheinu.
Adonai. Adonai.
Adonai.
Echad.
Akash.
Hear, O Israel. Hear, O Israel.
Hear, O Israel.
Adonai is our God. Adonai is our God.
Adonai is our God.
Adonai is one.
Adonai is one.
Mazel tov, my friends. Mazel tov. So, Brian, you're going to stay right here, and everybody else may be seated. It's Cantor and my privilege to ask God's blessings upon you with the words of the book of Numbers. Between two meetings that Brian and I had, we met about monthly, and I didn't ask him to do this, but between one meeting and the next, he came back the second time or the third time we had met, and he said, well, I read the Torah, the whole Torah between last time and this time, and I was like, okay. And he said, I have a few questions. And I said, you're going to fit right in with the Jewish people. And so these words that you read, I can't believe you read the whole Torah all at once. That's great. I hope you'll keep reading it. These words come from the book of Numbers, the priestly blessing, and Cantor is going to join me in this blessing. And after each line in English, we'll invite you to say the words Kain Yehi Ratzon, which mean be this God's will.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
Brian, may God bless you and keep you. Kain Yehi Ratzon.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May you feel the great presence in your life always being gracious to you. Kain Yehi Ratzon.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Shalom, shalom, v'yasem lecha shalom. shalom, ve'yasem lecha shalom.
Brian, may you feel God's presence in your life each and every day, and may God grant you the greatest gift we know, the gift of shalom, of wholeness, and of peace. And we say together, Amen.
Simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov. Yehelanu, 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 Ulecho Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecho Yisrael. Simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov. Yehelanu.
Mazel tov, my friend. Congratulations. Careful, my friend. I hope I am as spry at 88 years old. And mazel tov to your family. Come back often for great celebrations. Congratulations to you all.
So we are in the period of counting the Omer, and so we will join in the blessing and then count the day. Simon, who's doing visual tefillah, you can skip to the second slide. We're going to skip the first part of it. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu, b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, al sfirat haomer, al sfirat haomer, Asfirat haomer, Asfirat haomer, Yai dai 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 dai, Yai dai 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 dai, Yai dai 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 dai, Yai dai 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 dai. Hayom shlosha v'yesrim yom, shehem shlosha shavuot u'shnei yamim, la'omer.
We will continue with Aleinu L'Shabach, which we invite you please to stand.
Aleinu l'shabeach Adon hakol, latek gdula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'goralenu kechol hamonam. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר היה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני יקר, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד. We take time now to think about those who are no longer with us. If you hear the name of a loved one, we invite you to rise to honor their memory, and if you are comfortable, to come forward and place a stone in our bowl over here in their memory. We are in the period of Shiva for Harold Shapiro, brother of Mark Shapiro. Period of Shloshim for Marcia Levy, aunt of Sam Chamberlain. Joseph Birnbaum, father of Rich Birnbaum, Phyllis Bass, mother of Andrea Glickson, Marvin Marshak, uncle of Sam Chamberlain, Gladys Edelman, wife of Stanley Edelman, Nancy Aran, sister of Ellen Victor, and Robinson Markle, husband of Joan Mintz. We are observing the yahrzeits of Clara Ash, Milton Berger, Gertrude Blum, Myrtle Blum, Mildred Greenberg Bronstein, Mary Elizabeth Cogan, Saul Davis, Stuart A. Egan, Pauline Eisen, Hyman Espinski, Armin Feldman, Betty Finkel, Rose Fisk, Emmanuel Frank, Barbara D. Goldman, Samuel Gordon, Sam Garlick, Morris Green, Augusta S. Hennigsberg, Harry Hirsch, Lily Hirsch, Dr. Herbert Holzer, Marianne K. Jacobs, Jean Yar, Jeanette C. Carlson, Barnett Kaplan.
Tilly Kaufman, Samuel Clapper, Alan Clavens, Julius Cooperstein, Cecilia Lehman, Lizzie T. Levinson, Diana Julia Levy, Gertie Levy, Bruce Lipp, Herman Mayer, Amelia Milwit, Myron Nathan, Ann Osterer, Irene Perganent, Stephen Plotkin, Marvin Raffel, Connie Rackauer, Matilda Robbins, Abraham Rosenberg, Ruth Rothfeld, Deborah Lee Schechter, Jacqueline Schwab, Lori Ann Schwab, Harriet Siegelson, Neil Solomon, Lena Stanitz, Pauline J. Victorious.
If anyone else is remembering a loved one, remembering someone, and wants to rise and share their name, and if you're comfortable, come on up and place a stone in the bowl. We all rise as a community and join in Kaddish Yatom. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma Divrach Hirute v'amlich Malchute B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala uv'izman Kariv v'yimru Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam Ulamei Amaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran v'yalma v'yimru Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'yimru. Amen. You may be seated. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy, will reap in joy. Who sow in tears will reap in joy.
It's now my privilege to invite forward leader of our congregation, Jen Wendy, to bring greetings. Wait, hold on one second. Are you going to do dueling announcements? Okay, Dr. Saperstein, come on up. Rob, thanks. And Jen, confusing, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Here, maybe stand here so we can see you. Okay, you could like do a dueling announcements and then take that show on the road to different synagogues and all kinds of
So
stuff.
first I want to thank Jen Wendy for being here tonight. So a lot happened tonight. Maxwell, congratulations. I know you're going to do great because you did great tonight. Brian, that was amazing. Welcome to the tribe. We're very happy to have you. And Leslie and Abdul, thank you so much for coming tonight, and we wish you the best of luck. Just a couple of announcements quickly. Actually, a really important one is, where's Shari Brosner? Okay. We have our Temple Gala, which is a great event. It's on Wednesday, May 6th, and you can get tickets on our website. So I highly recommend that. The Mets have been struggling, but this Sunday, Cantor is bringing the Shari School of Rock to sing the national anthem at the Mets game. So that should help. And are you giving out tickets to everybody?
Not exactly. But.
Okay, so you got to buy tickets, but we'll be there. This Monday night, there is, I don't have it on my sheet here, but, here it is. It's a Holocaust survivor who's going to be speaking, and I happen to know him. His granddaughter is best friends with my daughter, and he has an amazing story, and he's going to be talking about his book. So if anyone's free Monday night, come to the synagogue at 7 p.m., and it's really worth it. And then, the last announcement is Cantor, again, is actually dropping an album.
With our band.
It's coming out like on midnight on Spotify, so you can get it. It's actually on Monday, May 18th at 7 p.m. Is the album Party Drop. So you can come here and hear a concert to celebrate the release of the album. So thank you, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks to Jen also. So, Brian, I only had one job tonight, and I didn't do it. We were supposed to announce your Jewish name. That was the only thing I was supposed to do. That was the only thing that mattered, and we didn't do it. So, Brian chose the name Avichail, which means my ancestor is strong. And he didn't do that just accidentally. His granddad, died in the first 3 weeks of World War I, serving in the military, and he wanted to remember his granddad, so he chose the name Avichail, which means my ancestor was strong, my ancestor was a warrior, and so you are Avichail ben Avraham v'Sarah. May the name be an honor to you and to your family and to the Jewish people and to the world.
We will conclude with Olam Chesed Yibaneh. I will build this world from love, and you must build this world from love. And if we build this world from love, then God will build this world from love. Olam Chesed Yibaneh. Yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai. 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 I will build this world from love. Yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai. And you must build this world from love. Yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai. And if we build this world from love, yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai. God will build this world from love. yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai. Olam chesed yibaneh, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai. Olam chesed yibaneh, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai. Olam chesed yibaneh, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai. Olam chesed yibaneh, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai.
Hey, Maxwell, will you stand up for a second? I need your help with the challah. All right? If you'll hold on to the challah, we are grateful to be together. We're grateful for the opportunity to celebrate our faith and our tradition and community and to find strength and inspiration to go out into the world to make the world a little better place. We are grateful to the Holy One of Blessing who makes it possible for us to enjoy everything that we have. So please join with me as we offer Hamotzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
More noise, more noise, more noise. More noise, more noise, more noise, more noise. Oh, you did? Oh, that's nice. Tel Havana, yeah. These guys are playing on it. And we saw them. Yeah, nice. Great. What is it? You got a castagnette. Ah. בואנה, מחר הולך לרדת גשם כל היום. מאוד מבאס. היא אמרה... רוצה להעביר לי את הספר מציג? בוודאי. תודה. All right, Jackson, bye-bye.